everyone. In this video, we'll quickly discuss about the answers of quiz 1 and quiz 2. So if we see the question paper of quiz 1, so in question paper of quiz 1, there are two questions. So in question number 1, the first question was, what do you understand by zombie process? So most of you have written it correctly. I think only one or two has written it wrong. So no need to discuss about this. So about this program, I was very strict when I was evaluating this because this is a very simple program and I was expecting that you have to write it properly, but there were some issues. Again, I have to say that 70% of you have done it correctly, but remaining 30% has done some issues, some mistake. So see, what is the code? Inside this for loop, it is creating n number of child. So whatever you have to do outside this for loop. Okay, so in outside this for loop, you have to create one more loop here, and inside that loop, you have to wait for each child and you have to delete each child one by one. Okay, so what you can do here, you can outside this for loop, you can write one more for loop here, which will only run by parent process. Because child process will not come here because of this exit. So inside this for loop, you have to write a for loop here. Inside that for loop, you have to write a wait PID command. Okay, and we have to wait for the termination of each child. So the some common mistake that you have done in this code, one of the mistake is inside this for loop there is a wait null here. Yeah, that is correct. That what will happen, that this inside you are creating a child process here, and then after this parent is waiting here for terminating this child. But what is the problem here? If we go for this, then only one child can be created at a time. What I was expecting, that the n childs are already created and then parent is waiting for a terminating of each child. But what will happen here, you are according to your code, you are forced to create only one child at a time, because if you have created one child and your parent process is waiting here, and when only that this process will terminate, then only it will go and create a new process. So that is the problem. I was not expecting this. What I was expecting is at least all the n child are now activated, and then parent process should wait for one by one to terminating each process. So that is not possible in your code, so that's why this is not correct. Okay, and I think remaining codes are almost fine. So for this is the only problem that some of you have done here for this program. And then if we go to second program is also, it's not tough. First part is very easy. If we go for you have to create n child, it is almost same as this. You have to go for n child, like you can create like this. Only thing is you have to go for when you are waiting outside this for loop. As I said, that here you have to write a for loop, right, in question number 1. But question number 2 also, here you need to write a loop, but it cannot be a for loop. Why this? Because of these conditions. This condition, uh, the parent should not wait for a child anytime. It cannot wait, so you have to go for no hang. So many of you have done it correctly, that you have used no hang, but there was two problem. First problem, if I go for this paper, then there is a for loop. So let me, if I go here, then you have written a for loop here, that is fine. But if you go for a for loop, for example, you have created n children. I am explaining question 2 with the code of question 1. Suppose you have created n children. Now you are writing a for loop here, right? And in what you are doing inside the for loop, inside the for loop you are waiting for a particular process or a particular child with no hang. It means when you will come here first time, it will not wait. The wait PID is we are calling wait PID with no hang. So it means that when it will come here first time, suppose we are calling it first time, that it is going to wait for first child. So it will go here, it will check for PID 0, that is fine. But no hang means suppose it is not terminated yet, then you will skip everything, and again for loop will go here, and now I become I equal to 1. So now next time you will only check for PID 1, and if PID it is not yet terminated, then since it is no hang, then again your for loop will go here again, and now I equal to 3. So what is happening, that I0 and I2 were not terminated yet, and parent is will not check again, because when you check for I equal to 0, it was not terminated because of no hang, you skipped it. When you check for I equal to 1, it is the child was not terminated, and because of no hang, you were not waiting here, you skipped it. And maybe when I equal to 3, suppose it is terminated, so it is working correctly, that is fine. But what about I0 and I1? Because when we are checking these two here, it was they were not terminated, and it was, and since because of no hang, you skip this line. That's why a for loop cannot be appropriate action here. What you have to do is you have to write a while loop here, and you have to find out that suppose total number of what you can say processes is n minus 1, right? Or n, so you have to write some, use a counter here, a while loop, and you have to wait for the first, you have to wait for reverse order, right? So you have to wait for the child number n here. Okay, and you have to write here, if it is success, if it is not success means if it is child process is terminated, then only you have to decrement the counter here. Otherwise you have to go here in while loop, and again you have to check this. Almost similar code you can find, this code is not, you have to write a similar code. This code is almost correct, there was a small mistake here. See, there is a while loop here, and inside this while loop, wait PID, no hang, everything is there. So if it is successful, then only you have to go for k minus minus. But only the problem of this code is the k minus minus should be inside of this if statement, it should not be outside. If you go for outside, again this the problem that I have explained here, the same problem will be also here in this code. So the k minus minus should be inside. So again, most of the, I think 70%, or you can say 60% have done it correctly, 60% I must say, or maybe 50%, because many of you have done this mistake. You have used a for loop and you assume that it will work properly, but because of no hang, it will not work properly. So this is a problem. And I think one or two have done it correctly, but you have written this k minus minus outside, so ultimately this code and this code is same. Okay, so I hope you have understood the problem. So I think quiz one is done. This is the two problem statement, and I have evaluated in according to this format. So now let us discuss quiz two. Regarding quiz 2, I think most of you have performed better in quiz 2 as compared to quiz 1. So if we go for quiz 2 questions, these questions are straightforward, and many of you, I think most of you have done it correctly. So what I was expecting here, that you have to write a small program and you have to explain also. So I have also considered, if you have written a program and you have written some detailed comment in your program, then I have considered it as an explanation and I have given you full marks. But if you have only written the program without any comment line, and also you have not explained it properly, then I have deducted some marks. I think otherwise most of you have got full marks in this question number one. Question number two was also easy. I think many of you, I think 70-80% of you have done it correctly. This signal was seek int will print this, it will go to handler, but seek kill will not go to handler, and seek stop will again it's not handling yet. So these two will go for default actions. So most of you have done it correctly. So nothing to discuss here. And question 2 3 was also very easy, but I am very what you can say, unexpected result I found, one result. So again, this result is only for, I think 10% have written this result, but even if it is 10%, this is a very serious mistake. What you have to write here, you have to just call a kill process, right? Maybe you are using scanf, you are going for a variable that is PID. And so first of all, I think maybe you have to write the 552, the process name, and then the signal that you are taking as an input from through scanf. So that you have to write in your C program, right? That it should be a complete C program, and this is the most important line. You have to use this function. So what you have, some of you have done, again, I think 80% of you have done it correctly. So only some of you have written this. So what do you mean by this? This line is written in book as a function prototype. So you have read the book and directly copied it here. Did you think that this line has make any sense? This is not a function call, right? This is just a function declaration. And at the first year of MTech, you still don't understand that what is called function call and what is called function prototype or function declaration. Then it's not a good thing, right? How can you write integer here? So yeah, again, there is only one mark, but still this is serious mistake. This is a serious mistake, because the book it is written integer kill, that was a function prototype. When you are calling it, you have to call kill. How can you can write integer before this? Anyway, I cannot give I wish I could give you a negative mark for this. This is a very serious thing, but I have not given any negative mark. I just give you 0 for this. So that's it for quiz 2, because nothing else is to be discussed from quiz 2. Everything else is done. Quiz 3 and quiz 4 I'll check by January first week. So I think you can expect by January 2 or January 3 I'll upload the results of quiz 3 and 4. And don't forget to submit your assignment on time. And after submitting assignment, maybe on January 6th 7, there will be evaluation of your assignments. Okay. And yes, regarding NSEM, I think Vishal has already updated you regarding the time of NSEM. And I think it is I forgot the time what I have discussed with Vishal. So maybe Vishal, you can send an email to all of the candidates the exact time of ansem. Date is already fixed, right? So, and whatever I have explained in class and whatever I have give you as an means as a task to read from book, that everything will be there in ansem, and the question pattern will be almost similar. Yes, one last thing is, this is also is not expected from your side. What I have seen that some of you, even after my instructions, some of you have not uploaded the question paper properly. What some of you have done, your file name is very odd. You have to at least rename your file properly, right? At least that your name space quiz 1, your name space quiz 2, at least that should be, your name should be proper. And some of you have not written your roll number, some of you have not written your name in the quiz paper. That is not good. I have to match it properly. I need to need some time on it. So for ansem, try to use use A4 size papers. Scan it properly. I'll give 15 minutes to scan it. Okay. Try to run your name and roll number on every page. What you can do before starting the exam, you arrange some A4 size paper. Write your name. Write your name and roll number on each paper before starting the exam, and then you start your exam. This will save your time. So, and when you will upload the your question paper, sorry, answer script, then at least name this final PDF properly. That at least it should be your name separated space or something. At least your name should start from your name, right? Okay. So I think that's it. I'm stopping this video here. If you have any other doubts, you can email me. What you can do, you better the mail that I have sent, you just reply to that mail. I'll check it and I'll reply there if you have any more doubts on these two quiz. Okay. So, and again, if you have any other doubts regarding the complete course, you can send me mail. I'll discuss, or you can post it in Google Classroom also. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. I'm stopping it here.